Greetings everyone, my name is Utterville, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Mega Man Maker. Continuing on from the last part, I'll now be going through Dr. Bill-ther's Manor 4, which was designed by TOEM. This level, along with all the other levels I'll cover in this episode, are from the Mega Man Creation and Collab project. As with most other episodes, the timestamps for all the levels I cover will be in the description below. Time to climb the final steps to Dr. Bill-ther himself. That's the official subtitle for this level, by the way. I recognize this stage team. This is the stage team for King Castle from Mega Man & Base for the SNES, or as it's known in Japan, Rockman and Forte. A higher pitched and higher energy remix, that is. It does fit over here, as this is the climactic final Manor stage. We appear to have several of these crash lift with spikes nearby segments. Can I save myself? I can. NATO is such a fun weapon to use, especially when used to take you out of sticky situations like that one. Whoops, I forgot about that. Of course, I could skip past most of that segment by chain using the NATO, which I will showcase right over here, but I decided to show it legitimately for my first run through. Yikes, some of these screen transitions are a bit scary. They're getting slightly desynced. But we're nearing the boss, at last. That should have been edited to say Dr. B instead of Dr. C. As I said before, I would have strongly preferred if this pack of levels actually had a graphical mod, similar to the optional musical mod I'm using right now. So the final boss of this manor is Dr. Bill-ther himself in his creation capsule, which in this case is stationary, and the stand-in is Top Man. A rather easy capsule fight, all things considered, as the capsule never moves around, it's always stationary. So we've finally defeated Dr. Bill-ther, but wait, something's wrong. A big airship with a skull on its front appears far away in the sky and completely destroys the manor. So we already know who the final boss is, or the actual man behind the man. It's Dr. Wily with his giant skull ship instead of a giant castle. This first stage was made by OfficialMemeGuy. How many of you already expected that Dr. Wily was the true villain, the man behind the man? I know I was. In fact, there is only one Mega Man fan game where Dr. Wily isn't the true villain. There is also Super Mega Man 3, but that's a special case. Something's up there, I know it. A free E-tank. It pays to be attentive. In this first fortress level, we're boarding onto Wily Skullship. And in this stage, you're forced to use special weapons in many locations. For instance, the Super Adapter, Rush Coil, or the NATO. It was a bit challenging to get, but I'm okay with that. It was a skill test. Seven out of the 8 World Master levels, all 4 of the Fusion Master stages, and all 4 of the Manor stages did not force you to use special weapons. The only exception to this rule was Mossman's level, for whatever reason. There's probably another secret to the right. And this was for an M-tank, as well as a checkpoint. Let's see this pathway first. That was a short one. Going for these challenges, I see. I don't trust myself with super adaptering over it, so I'll use a NATO here. That was a bit of a close one there. If I held left, I would have died. I don't mind the forced usage of special weapons, armors, and utilities here. After all, this is the final set of levels. And now we face off against the boss, because there's a Yoshiki in front of the door. In order to hit him, you need to use either his weakness or use the Power Fist. The Night Crush is his weakness, because that's the one that can most easily hit him. Next up is Wily Skullship 2 by FakeVirus. Time to traverse deeper into the Skullship. The music playing in the background is an 8-bit remix of the Sega Saturn version of Tengu Man's stage theme from Mega Man 8. And like the stage preceding it, there are several occasions where you're forced to use the super adapter. That looks awfully suspicious. I was right. You may originally think that these clouds are solid, but they aren't. For a second there, I thought this was going to be a bed of spikes. In comparison with Manor Stage 4, both this and the previous level feel like steps down in difficulty. I think you can cross several of these gaps by using the super adapter, but I don't want to risk it. We're in space now, I guess. Let me guess, there's an E-tank down over there. No, there wasn't anything there. That was basically the easier route. Here's our boss chamber. I'd say it's about the same in terms of difficulty, but if you try doing more of these segments without the usage of the super adapter, it'd be much harder. The previous stage was also pretty fun as well, especially the second half. Once again, you need to use the super adapter to hit Sparkman. I think it's the atomic fire. Look how much damage it does. Either that or it's the power fist. In a way, this was slightly harder than the previous fortress boss. Either way, it still wasn't that difficult. Next up is Wily Skullship Stage 3 by LinkPlaysGames. Essentially, Sparkman was the power core of the entire Skullship, so once I destroyed him, I sent the entire Skullship crashing to the ground, which is now where I'm at, the wreckage of the entire place. This is the final mandatory level of this entire collaboration. The musical track playing in the background is a NES remix of Blizzard Buffalo's stage theme from Mega Man X3. There are probably no secrets to the left. If there was only a way to fall through the quicksand faster. And make sure not to swap between special weapons early. That was my bad. I sort of recognize this challenge from TOEM Man's level. This entire section was essentially the rubble. On to the final boss encounter. First, a full restock. And we have a triumphant remix of I Cannot Beat Airman as the final boss team. Climbing up here was actually pretty easy. Those spines though, they're gonna be the biggest problems. Case in point. I could use special weapons to make this boss fight a lot easier, but I'd rather not. I want to give this final boss encounter a fair shake. So that was the Mega Man Creation collab. A pretty fun collaboration project overall, and a nice climax to end off this fan game of sorts. But there's one thing left I can do. Remember how I collected 4 Yoshikis during the Fusion Master levels? That unlocks the secret level, which is Hologram Man by LinkPlaysGames. Let's see how this secret level fares. Hopefully it's not a brutal bonus level. There are a few other pieces of bonus content, but I'll cover them during the next episode. As I expected with the title, we have Yoko blocks in this stage. We don't have the hologram enemies in this engine yet though. At least we don't need to worry about Yoku spikes, like Yoku Man stage in Mega Man Unlimited. A lot of Crystal Joes here as well. I want that E-Tank as well. Pretty simple to get. None of these Yoku block sections are on the jerkish side. That's a plus. Unlike the Fortress levels, you aren't forced to use special weapons or utilities here. In effect, this is a Roadmaster level. The main gimmick of this stage are all these Yoko blocks, and they were first introduced in safe environments and then gradually escalated in terms of difficulty. Let me equip the NATO for safety. No secrets to the right, I just wanted to make sure. Would you acquire a special weapon by defeating this boss? I know for the other Roadmasters you would, but this one, what special weapon would you acquire by defeating this boss? A modified version of the Yoko attack? The same triumphant remix of I Can't Beat Airman. The same triumphant remix of I Can't Beat Airman. Thank you, Yoko Blocks. At least you're weak to the Thunder Beam. Otherwise, this would have taken a while. For a bonus level, I was expecting it to be a bit harder, with harder Yoko Block sections. This was actually rather easy. Here's a bonus I wanted to show off. Gokulus decided to sprite out all of the Roadmasters and Fusion Masters, as well as our main villain, and here are the sprites. Here's the other bonus content that I will cover in the next episode. We have Return to the City, Battery Man, Traffic Man, and Hangar Man. I believe in the future, we'll get more Return to stages for the remaining 5 Roadmasters. I guess the in-plot justification is that Mega Man is cleaning out all the remaining Wily bots. So my overall thoughts on this collaboration are the following. It was decent to above average. My favorite stages were Crater Man, Moss Man, and Sewer Man, mostly for the music for Sewer Man's case. For the Fusion Masters, I enjoyed playing Obsidian Man and Tomb Man, and my favorite Fortress stage was Manor 2. My least favorite levels were Miner Man, as that felt rather dull, Engine Man, although it wasn't that bad, it just felt a bit longer and felt like it needed another gimmick or two, and Manor 3, the Sawmill, as I felt that was too short, it really needed to go a bit longer. I like how this fan game of sorts has an intro stage to acclimate players to the gameplay style and controls. I always enjoy it when fan games have it, as not all fan games have the exact same physics, unless they're made with the same engine, but even then. I'd love to play through a fan game version, as I mentioned earlier, of this entire collaboration, and any other future collaborations. I enjoyed the optional musical pack that was made by NX Tech, that was wonderful, though I really wish there was also a graphical mod, so that some of the graphics could be touched up and be a bit more unique. For example, either Gokulus or Team Maverick sent me a graphical mod along with the level, and it made their level stand out more, along with the custom music. So for future versions of this level pack, I'd like to see some graphical mods, even minor touch-ups would be nice. So in the next part, I'll be covering several viewers made levels, and then following that part, I'll be covering the remaining 4 bonus levels. Thanks for watching, and have a nice day. Toodles!